A very good evening, everyone. So we are live. Quickly join in for the session number 2. We are live, and all those who are coming live, please let me know if the audio and the video is clear. Come on, quickly join in and share with all your friends on your WhatsApp, Telegram, wherever you can share with all your friends that yes, session number 2 on material costing has started. So today we will be doing what, sir? We will be doing material costing, right? Good evening, Jaideep, Vikas. Audio video is perfect. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Okay, we'll wait for 3-4 minutes so that everybody joins in. All those who are interested, all those who really want to take the benefit of this series, let everyone join in the session. Good evening. Ram ji, Abhishek. How are you, Abhishek? From the costing live batch. Good to see you again, Abhishek. Good evening, Pooja, Vivek. करो जी, ज्वाइन करो फटाफट से, जल्दी से. गुड इवनिंग करण. And all those who are joining in, keep liking the video. चैत्य फिजिकल क्लासेस नहीं है हमारी कोई, राइट? वी आर नॉट टेकिंग एनी फिजिकल क्लासेस, तो एज सच इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है, मैं कहूंगा. ठीक है. गुड इवनिंग स्वरूप. यस, कॉस्टिंग के सारे टॉपिक्स की होगी पूजा. All the topics of the costing will be covered in this revision lectures. Approximately 10 days time we will take, right? Approximately 10 days time we will be taking for all the revision, right? Because on Sunday we might take a longer revision, we might cover the multiple chapters, and wherever the chapters will be small, we'll try to cover maximum as much as possible. Thank you, Abhishek. Come on, join in, guys. And if anyone has not yet subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. All those who will be watching it late also, right, who will be watching the recordings, please guys, do not watch it without subscribing to the channel, right? It keeps us motivated. Good evening, Shashikala. Thank you, Chaitya. Chaitya, आप कहाँ से हो? Aishwarya, regarding the important chapters, every chapter is important. I won't say कि any particular chapter is important or not important, because in a professional examination you can get anything. BCom students, yes, if they want to revise costing, Neha, BCom student, if they want to quickly revise a kind of costing, or if you want to study properly costing, then also the free lectures are available. You can check out the playlist section. Right? Yes, BCom, the costing is going to remain same, whether it is CA, CMA, BCom. Okay. अच्छा, चैत्य खन्ना से हो? ठीक है. खन्ना तो यही तो रहा, पास ही तो है. खन्ना is just 45-50 minutes drive from लुधियाना. ठीक है जी, बहुत बढ़िया. चलो, कोई तो है पंजाब से पढ़ रहा है. पंजाब के बच्चे बहुत कम पढ़ते हैं यार, पता नहीं क्यों, है कि नहीं? करो जी, ज्वाइन इन करो. 2 मिनट और वेट करेंगे. विल वेट फॉर अनदर 2 minutes, देन विल स्टार्ट विद द सेशन, राइट? Very important tips you will be getting in this session, that how to deal with the material costing. What are the various areas that you have to be very careful while doing this material costing. So you have to be very careful with this thing. Small things that where the institute can trick you, right? So that is where you need to be very careful about. All those who are live, please like the video. Okay, so let's start. I think no point in waiting too much. Otherwise, our session will get delayed, right? So it's better that we start with our session immediately straight away. Okay, so let's start with it. From Siliguri, welcome Karan. Theory, yes, you should be knowing. Basically, theory is what? Whatever the concepts you are understanding, or like these things which we did yesterday also. This is also theory part, Shashikala. So theory, yes, theory is important. It is being asked in the examination. The short notes can be asked in the examination. You will be getting the MCQs in the examination, right? So MCQs is what? If you understand each and every concept only, then along with the theory. Theory is nothing but the concepts only, right? Good evening, GVR studio, right? So it's important to do the theory part also. Okay, so let's start with our chapter number 2, that is material costing. Let's get started. Whenever we are talking about material costing, which material we are talking about? Material means inventory. It can be raw material, it can be finished goods, it can be WIP. But here, when we are talking about Aishwarya, you have to write it down, right? You have to write down these things. Rest, the notes will be there with you whenever, whichever class you must have attended, the regular class, the notes will be there. It is just the revision of that only, right? Hello, Mantu. So, when we are talking about the material costing, we are talking only and only about the raw material, one thing, right? And if you get in the question to see the finished goods, if the word is written finished goods, then that means there is something fishy out there, right? Thank you, Kaizen from Kaizen. Yes, South Indian people definitely have a special place for me because South Indian people are investing the maximum. This is where I really appreciate the South Indian students. They have been heavily investing in the books and other courses of mine, right? So definitely a special place from Southern people. Northern, Central, these people are comparatively, they are less on the spending part. No, we don't want to invest in our future. But Southern people are, the maximum results, if you see, they are from the Southern. Why? Because they are ready to invest in their future. They are ready to invest in the right things. Other people are thinking, no, why I should be spending? Let it go. So this is a really big factor. Thank you. Okay, so when we are talking about this, we are talking about the raw material. Now, the raw material can be direct also and indirect also. Here, which raw material we'll be talking about? We'll be talking about only and only the direct raw material. Direct raw material. Why is it important to study this material costing? For the two reasons. We say that material shortage is not good for the business, and on the other hand, the excess. Singapore, oh great, foreign students, great, that is really appreciable. And the excess of material is also not good for the business. If it is shortage, then it is going to affect your production process. Your production will stop. And if it is the excess of material, that means you have invested excess in the material, then your money is blocked in the material part, right? काफी है पूजा, काफी है. If you have my books, काफी ठीक है, काफी है. या मटेरियल के ठीक है, डन है, sufficient, right? So shortage should not be there, and the excess of material also should not be there. For that reasons we study the this material costing. Now the first topic in the material costing is the inventory levels, right? So the first topic is that we are going to do is inventory levels. right? Now, what is the first inventory level? The first level is reorder level. Now, what is the reorder level? The reorder level is that level where you have to place fresh order for material, fresh order for material, right? So I always explain it one very simple example. Let's say you have a drum in which you keep a 10 kg, this is a 10 kg drum, right? In which you are keeping a floor or any other material, right? So you have to identify when you have to place an order for the fresh material, right? Let's say it is a 10 kg floor drum. ठीक है ना, आटा सबके घर में यूज होता है, फ्लोर, एवरीबडी इज यूजिंग द फ्लोर, राइट? सो यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट वेदर यू हैव टू प्लेस द ऑर्डर एट 3 kg, when the 3 kg is there, whether you have to place the order at this or whether you have to place it at 2 kg or 1 kg. So for that, what are the two things that should be under consideration? The one thing is that if let's say you place it at 3 kg, right, that means 3 kg in the drum, you have to identify it, you have to take into consideration two things. The first thing is that what is the time taken for the arrival of material, right? If you order it at 3 kg, what will be the maximum time that it can take to arrive so that you do not have to face the shortage, right? Maximum time that will be taken for the arrival of material. The second thing is, during that maximum time, what can be the maximum consumption of material? Maximum consumption of material, right? So two things you have to see, that if you are going to place an order, let's say at this level, so this if it goes beyond this level, you will have to face the shortage. So you have to see two things. One is the maximum time it will take for the material to arrive at your location. Secondly, the maximum consumption of the material during that maximum time. That is why we say that what is reorder level? Reorder level is maximum level, maximum consumption, not maximum level, maximum consumption multiplied by maximum lead time, right? Or there is another formula for that, that is safety margin, that is safety stock plus normal consumption into normal lead time, into normal lead time. What does this mean, sir? This means that if you are not going to consider the maximum, if you want to consider what is the normal time that is taken for the arrival of material and what is the normal consumption during that period, and if it goes beyond that, if it goes beyond the normal consumption and the normal time, you have the safety stock with you, right? At that particular level, you will reorder the material, right? So these are the two formulas for the reorder level, that is maximum consumption into maximum lead time, or safety stock plus normal consumption into normal lead time. The normal or the average means one and the same thing, right? Normal and the average means the same thing. Clear? After that, the second one, let's move on to the second one. The second one is the maximum level. Second one is the maximum level. Now, what you will see for the maximum level? What you will see for the maximum level? Let's say you order at 3 kg and it is a 10 kg bag that you have ordered. And if let's say you considered it that it will come in 3 days, but it comes on the same day. Now, what will happen, sir? It is a 10 kg bag. You don't have the sufficient capacity now to take the 10 kg. So first thing, you have to identify that what is your reorder level. Then you have to identify what is the quantity that you have ordered. You have ordered at 3 kg. The first thing, reorder level. At what level? That level is there in your store. And what is the quantity that you have ordered? That is reorder quantity minus during this period, the material which arrives, what is the minimum lead time it can take, plus what is the minimum consumption during that time. Because maximum is dependent upon, if there is, let's say you have 10 kg floor, ठीक है ना, you have ordered 10 kg floor. Now you will see if there are no people in your home, you go out, there will be no consumption, and you have ordered the fresh material obviously it will get spoiled, right? Or you are ordering the pizza from outside and you are not using that flour to eat, and you have ordered the new flour, then what will happen, sir? Obviously the new one which will come, it will be there, the old one is also lying in the drum as of now. So where will you keep the excess material? So it is dependent upon minimum consumption multiplied by minimum lead time, right? So what is the lead time? The lead time is the time it will take for the material order to arrive at your location, right? So that becomes your maximum level. The next one that comes in the line is minimum level. So minimum level is what? He says the minimum level will be beyond the reorder level. So this is the reorder level. Beyond this, we will find out the maximum level, and below the reorder level, we will find out the minimum level, that okay, we have ordered here, but we will also, till the time the material arrives, we will also be consuming something, right? So we have to find out that level, which is the minimum level beyond which your material should not go. So it is very simple. That is the reorder level. Again, we'll consider the reorder level minus, because we have to go downwards. Good evening, Yash. Reorder level minus during the normal consumption multiplied by normal lead time. यश क्या हो गया, तुम्हारी गाड़ी थोड़ा स्लो चल रही है क्या? Right, so this is the minimum level, that is normal ROL minus normal consumption into normal lead time. Now for the examination purposes, if you want to remember, just remember simple things, sir. What? Reorder level is maximum, maximum is minimum, minimum is average, right? This is what you have to remember, that for a reorder level you have to take the maximum, for maximum you have to take the minimum, for minimum you have to take the average, right? This is just a small thing that you can remember for the examination, that in case you forget something in the examination, this is how you can remember. For reorder level, maximum, for maximum, minimum, minimum, average, right? The rest of the thing is simple. You have to take the RO, in case of maximum, you have to take ROL, that at what level you have ordered, what is the quantity that you have ordered, what is the minimum time it will take, and what is the minimum consumption during that. Clear? Then you have the next one. Next we have is average level. So what is average level, sir? What is average level? Average level is minimum level plus maximum level. Minimum level plus maximum level divided by 2, or minimum level plus half of ROQ. half of ROQ. ठीक है जी, minimum level plus half of ROQ, right? So we say the minimum level is there, plus whatever we have ordered the quantity, the average of that quantity, that will become my average level. Now one thing very important there that many students have been asking, that sir, the answer is different by both the levels. Yes, the answer will be different by both the formulas. So you don't have to worry about it. The answer will be different by both the formulas. Nothing to worry, sir. Nothing to worry. Yes, the answer will be different because we are using the different parameters, exactly the different parameters for both the things. Right? Then the last one is danger level. Last one is danger level. पार्ट 1 रिवीजन आशुतोष, मतलब कल की क्लास नहीं की क्या आशुतोष? कंफर्म करो। तो वीडियो है यूट्यूब पे, यू कैन डू दैट, द वीडियो इज देयर आशुतोष। जो कल वाली रिवीजन थी उसकी वीडियो यूट्यूब पर ही है। So what is the danger level, sir? Danger level is now going below the minimum level. That is what is the danger level. Now it is जब खतरे की घंटी बजने लगे, right? When it is high alert time. So high alert, what will you do in the high alert? This is the normal consumption. This is normal consumption multiplied by lead time lead time for emergency purchases. Lead time for emergency purchases. If the normal consumption is not available, you can use minimum consumption. आशुतोष क्या नहीं मिल रहा आपको? कल वाले नहीं मिल रहा? रुको मैं अभी लिंक पोस्ट पेस्ट कर देता हूं, रुक जाओ भाई. Till now everything is clear. You have to tell me that till now everything is clear, and I'll post the link for the yesterday's video because Ashutosh is saying कि sir नहीं मिल रहा, right? Ashutosh, here it is. This is the yesterday's video. Now he has deleted the message. I think he has got it. Anyhow, okay. So the levels are clear. Okay, Ashutosh, please do share with all. For the danger level, if it is asked in the question, only then calculate, right? Otherwise, not. See, for the safety stock, there is no hard and fast formula. Safety stock, for safety stock, you have to identify that what are the various costs which are related to safety stock. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. If you ask about the safety stock, if you ask about the safety stock, there is no straightforward as such formula for safety stock, right? But you have to identify that what is the cost that will be associated with the safety stock. If you do not keep or keep the less of safety stock, then there will be a stock out cost. What is stock out cost? Let's talk about this only. What is the stock out cost, sir? The stock out cost is that your customer will go to some other dealer, right? We have done one question on the YouTube itself, the Messrs Tyro Tubes question. What was there, sir? In that case, we have to identify that what is the optimum safety stock that we have to keep, considering the two different costs. One is the stock out cost, that in case you do not have the safety stock and your customer comes to you asking for that material, you do not have that material, he will buy from some other person, right? The second thing is that now that becomes your cost. Obviously, if he goes to some other person, that will be your cost, opportunity cost. The second thing will be carrying cost. The second thing that you have to consider is carrying cost, that in case you keep a lots and lots of safety stock, then you will have to incur the carrying cost, right? Then you will have to incur the carrying cost, right? Now, listen to it very carefully regarding the questions. Regarding the question, sir, one thing in the question regarding the average level, sir, if nothing is mentioned, do it by any of the formulas, right? It is not necessary that you have to do it by both the formulas. Secondly, in the question, it might be possible that what you are given the maximum level, you are given the average level, you have to calculate the minimum level, right? So in that case, how can you take it? Take 2 here. So minimum level will be 2 into average level, twice of average level minus maximum level, right? These types of questions are there. Secondly, what might be given to you in the question? Sir, you might be given the maximum production, let's say 200 units, minimum production, right, is 300 units, and average production. What is average production? That is 250 units. Now, here you have to be very careful about what he is using the word. He is using the word production. He is not using the word consumption. That means this is he is talking about the finished good. Because we have a question of this kind, right? He is talking about the finished good. Yes, आशुतोष, आएंगे दिसंबर के लिए भी आएंगे, डोंट वरी, ये भी रहेंगे दिसंबर के लिए, फिर से लाइव आएंगे हम लोग. बट दिसंबर वाले स्टूडेंट्स, आप लोग पेपर 8 और पेपर 10 की जो मॉड्यूल सीरीज है वो ले सकते हो. अच्छा, इससे मुझे याद आया एक और जरूरी अनाउंसमेंट आप लोगों के लिए. मैं सॉरी इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूं यहाँ पे. एक जरूरी अनाउंसमेंट कि कुछ बच्चों ने कहा कि सर पेपर 8 का हम कुछ टॉपिक्स जो है वो करना चाहते हैं. ठीक है, हम सारा नहीं करना चाहते, एग्जाम्स पास हम कुछ कुछ करना चाहते हैं, तो उनके लिए एक प्रोविजन लेकर आए हैं। 590 रुपीज में 15 डेज की वैलिडिटी आपको मिल जाएगी। आप जौन सा टॉपिक उसमें से करना चाहोगे, सारे टॉपिक्स आपको अवेलेबल रहेंगे, सारे क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है। तो आप जौन सा भी क्वेश्चन उसमें से किसी भी चैप्टर, कोई भी चैप्टर आपको लगता है कि ये चैप्टर मुश्किल है, ये क्वेश्चंस मैं करना चाहता हूं, अभी 15 दिन है, कर सकते हो, राइट। सो दिस इज वन प्रोविजन दैट वी हैव कम अप विद, सो यू कैन टेक द बेनिफिट ऑफ दैट. It is in English, right? So 590 rupees you will have to pay on our mobile app KSJ Teaching. Okay, now coming back to the topic. Sir, in this kind, the production, he's talking about the finished goods. He's not talking about the raw material. Then you will have to find out, there will be the information given that in the manufacturing of 1 unit, how much of the raw material is 10 units of raw material is being used, right? Okay, Ashutosh. Now, this kind of information, you have to read the question very carefully. What exactly is given to you, whether the information is given regarding the finished goods or whether the information is given regarding the raw material. So read the question very carefully. These kind of tricks often the institutes play with you, right? Any other kind? I don't think so. The rest will be very simple. Rest will be almost simple. Clear? Any doubts in this level? Then we'll move on to the next topic, that is economic order quantity. We'll move on to our next topic, that is economic order quantity. Let me know quickly if you have any other any doubts in this inventory levels. Here also, in case of danger level, if the emergency purchases lead time is not given, you can also use minimum lead time. You can also use minimum lead time, right? You can also use minimum lead time. That is totally okay. That is totally fine. Okay, let's move on to the economic order quantity. I think the rest of the people are sleeping. Clear, no doubt. That's good. Okay, so coming to economic order quantity, what is economic order quantity? Economic order quantity says that in one order, how much of the quantity should be ordered. So in the inventory levels, we identified that when to place an order. Now in the economic order quantity says how much of the quantity should be ordered, right? How much of the quantity should be ordered, that depends upon the two things. That's good. That's good if it is clear to each and every one, right? So how much of the quantity should be ordered depends upon the two things. You have to consider two things. One is the ordering cost. One is the ordering cost and second one is the carrying cost, right? Ordering cost and the carrying cost. Two things are important here. What is ordering cost? That every time whenever you're going to place an order, you will have to incur some cost. For example, the telephone cost can be there, the printing cost can be there, paper cost can be there, or a person is going there to tell them that this is our order, right? So that cost will be there. Then the carrying cost. This is if you keep the order quantity low. For example, in a particular year, you want 1 lakh units of the raw material. Now you say, I will order 100 units every time. I will order 100 units. See, what will be your ordering cost? Your ordering cost will be very high. How many orders you will have to place? You will have to place 1000 orders, right? Where will your ordering cost go? The second is, if you need 1 lakh units, you will say, I'll order all the 1 lakh units in one go. In that case, what will happen, sir? You will have to take a separate place where you can place those 1 lakh units. You will, so for that also you might be taking the loan, you might be paying the interest on that. So that becomes the carrying cost. So you have to consider the two things, that economic order quantity is that quantity or that level where your ordering cost plus the carrying cost is minimum, right? It is minimum. So how to calculate EOQ? EOQ is under root of 2 multiplied by A multiplied by O divided by C, right? So what is A here? What is A here? A is equal to annual requirement. A is equal to annual requirement of raw material, right? O here is the ordering cost per order, ordering cost per order. C here is carrying cost per unit per annum, right? Per unit per annum. Now, the important things to remember, important things to keep note of. What are those? What are those important things? Sir, whenever we are talking about the annual requirement, we are talking about the annual requirement of the raw material. If it is given to you in the question, the annual requirement of the FG, there and there only you have to be, your mind should say that high alert, high alert, high alert, right? Because here we are talking about the annual requirement of only and only the raw material and not the finished goods. And it is quite a possibility that in the question you are getting the you are given the annual demand of the finished goods, and at the same time he is saying that for manufacturing one finished good, this much of the raw material is required, right? So you have to be very careful with that. You have to calculate the annual requirement of the raw material. If the finished good is given, something will be given to you regarding the raw material. Secondly, the ordering cost per order, that is absolutely fine, nothing to worry in that case. Carrying cost per unit per annum. Now here again the institute can trick you, that they can give you the carrying cost for per month. Carrying cost might be given per month, or it might be given per quarter, right? So you have to be very careful with this thing, right? So you have to be very careful with this thing. You have to convert it into per annum. It might be given 1% per month, that means 12% annually, and it will be calculated on the cost per unit of the raw material, right? Cost per unit. Ashutosh, please listen to it, right? Do not waste time, too much of time on writing and typing. Just listen to it, right? So carrying cost per unit per annum. These are the small things that you have to be very careful about. A, O and C, three things are important in the EOQ, right? So some other formulas can be there regarding the EOQ. What are those formulas? Right? What are those formulas? Some other formulas are also there. That is, if it is you are asked to calculate number of orders, then how will you calculate, sir? Number of orders will be annual requirement divided by EOQ, right? Then second, the next part is ordering cost, annual ordering cost. Annual ordering cost. What is the annual ordering cost, sir? Number of orders multiplied by ordering cost per order, right? Then you might be required to calculate the annual carrying cost. How do you calculate annual carrying cost? That is average inventory EOQ divided by 2 multiplied by carrying cost per unit per annum, right? So why are we taking the average inventory here? If you talk about this, this is known as average inventory. Why are we taking the average inventory? Sir, because we do not carry the same quantity of the raw material throughout the period, right? Some material will come, some will be issued to the production. Again, some material will come into the store, some will be issued to production. So we are not carrying the same quantity of the raw materials throughout the period. So carrying cost is being calculated on the average inventory, that on an average how much of the inventory you are carrying in your store, right? So average inventory is EOQ divided by 2. How will you identify the average inventory? Why EOQ is being taken? Because that is the material that you are ordering, that is the material that will come into your store, right? Now the next he is talking about, one second. The next he is talking about the relevant cost. Relevant cost, listen to it very carefully. This is important, sir. When you are talking about relevant cost, it can be calculated in two ways. One, if you have the no discount option, and discount option. Now, what you will get in the question, sir? In the questions, you will get that there is a supplier, you have calculated the EOQ, then there is a supplier who says, do not order on EOQ. This is everything is fake, right? Forget about EOQ. Just buy the bulk quantities, I will give you discount, right? So this kind of questions definitely you will get, and there you will have to find out the relevant cost, that if you order at EOQ, then what will be your relevant cost, and if you are not ordering at EOQ and if you are going to order as per the supplier wish, then what will be your relevant cost, right? So the relevant cost, if the no discount option is there, means there is no discount that he is mentioning, right? It is just for your convenience, you want to go beyond the EOQ, right? In that case, your relevant cost will be ordering cost, annual ordering cost, plus the annual carrying cost. Annual carrying cost. Why, sir? There is third cost also. There is third cost also, that is the annual purchase cost. Annual purchase cost. Sir, why are we not taking this one? You can take. I am saying you can take the annual purchase cost also. There is no harm in that. But the point here is that the purchase cost will not change whether you order at EOQ or whether you order some other quantity. The purchase cost is going to remain same. It is going to remain absolutely same. There is not going to be, because there is no discount being offered. But if there is a discount being offered, then you have to take what? You have to take the annual purchase cost. Annual purchase cost plus annual ordering cost plus annual carrying cost plus annual carrying cost, right? Because in this case, at EOQ, let's say at EOQ, you are buying a product at 10 rupees. Now the supplier says, do not go by EOQ, buy in the bulk quantities, I will give you for 9 rupees. Sir, in that case, the purchase cost will also differ, right? Secondly, Pooja, then South Indian students will not be able to understand ना, समझो, वो नहीं समझ पाएंगे, उनको थोड़ा सा भी हिंदी नहीं समझ में आएगा, ठीक है? और बहुत सिंपल सी तो इंग्लिश यूज कर रहा हूं, बहुत सिंपल इंग्लिश है पूजा. So purchase, because in this case the purchase cost will also change. Second thing that you have to keep in mind, second thing that you have to keep in mind is regarding the carrying cost. पूजा, अगर दिक्कत आ रही है ना तो लेक्चर को दोबारा से सुन लेना स्लो स्पीड पे, आराम से समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है? So annual carrying cost, if there is a discount, let's say the annual carrying cost is 10%, right? And earlier at EOQ you are buying it at 10 rupees, and supplier option, you are buying it at let's say 9 rupees. There is a discount. Now while calculating the carrying cost, you have to be very careful about the carrying cost. Here will be calculated on 10% of 10, that is rupee 1. Here it will be 10% of 9, that will be 0.9. Your carrying cost will also change. Your carrying cost will also change, right? Will there be change in the ordering cost? Yes. Why? Because the number of orders will change. Let's say at EOQ you will be ordering 5,000 units. Now the supplier says no, buy 10,000 units in the bulk, right? Annual requirement is 1 lakh. Here the number of orders will be how much? Number of orders will be 1 lakh divided by 5,000, and here the number of orders will be 1 lakh divided by 10,000, right? So number of orders will also change. नंबर ऑफ ऑर्डर्स भी चेंज हो जाएंगे, ठीक है. सो अकॉर्डिंगली ऑल द कॉस्ट विल बी impacted. But if in the examination, if you get any kind of a confusion, then the best alternative to use is take all the three costs, whether it is a discount option or whether it is a no discount option. Use all the three costs. That is the best way. That is the best way to avoid the mistake. If you want to avoid the mistake, then you can follow this strategy, right? Okay, any doubts in the EOQ? So, okay, some more things regarding the EOQ. You may be asked regarding the frequency of orders. One more thing that can be asked regarding is frequency of orders. Frequency of orders, that is how frequently, or what should be the time gap between the two orders. That is to be calculated as 360 days or 12 months divided by number of orders. Clear? So this will be the frequency of orders, or what we call it as time gap between two orders. Time gap, the different languages can be used. Time gap between two orders. Okay, any doubts in EOQ? Any doubts in EOQ, sir? Quickly, let me know quickly. And one thing, guys, please share. We are not getting the strength. Then what is the fun that I am investing this much of the time? Only around 20 students are there. Sir, what is the fun? I'm investing so much of time in this free series. Please do share, ask your friends to join in, right? This is not really motivating, right? Why I'm investing so much of the time in this if you people are not going to share or ask your friends to come in, isn't it? Okay, so the next topic quickly is inventory holding, inventory turnover ratio. The next topic that we quickly move on to is inventory turnover ratio. Right? So what is inventory turnover ratio, sir? Inventory turnover ratio says that in a particular period, how many times you are able to convert your inventory into finished goods, right? Or you are able to convert your raw material into consumption, right? So inventory turnover ratio is how many times the RM is converted into consumption. See, if we are not getting the required strength, then I'll not continue with this series. I'll discontinue it. Simple, right? If you are not going to come live, if you are not going to, watch these lectures, then why am I investing so much time, sir? I'll make some other course. So how many times the RM is converted into consumption? So the ITR will be calculated as ITR, that is inventory turnover ratio for the raw material, is calculated as the cost of stock of raw material consumed, cost of RM consumed divided by average RM inventory held, average RM, average stock of RM, average stock of raw material. That is, on an average, if you are holding stock of 1 lakh, right, and the consumption, the cost is 10 lakh that you have consumed, then how much is the ITR, right? How much is going to be the ITR? Higher the ITR, faster is the movement of raw material. That quickly you are able to convert your raw material into finished goods into consumption, right? You have consumed 10 lakh of a material. On an average, you are holding 1 lakh of the material, right? That is 10 times. Your ITR is 10 times. You are quickly converting 10 times in a period, you are converting your raw material into consumption. Faster is the movement of raw material. Faster is the movement of raw material, right? And lower the ITR, slower is the movement. Slower is the movement of raw material, right? So this is one small topic, the ITR, that I wanted to discuss. After that, the next topic that we are going to discuss is valuation of purchase of material. The next topic is valuation of purchase of material. That what should be the price at which you should record your purchase of material, right? Because that will form the part of the cost, material cost. At what price you are purchasing, how you should be recording the price, which all items should be included in that, right? So first thing will be the invoice price, the total invoice price, or it is also known as the list price. Invoice price or the list price, right? From that you have to subtract if you are getting any quantity discounts. If you are getting any quantity discounts, right, or what we call it as trade discount. Trade discount, but this trade discount should be a quantity discount and not a cash discount. Minus if any government grants or subsidies you are receiving regarding the purchase. For example, you go to the market to buy an EV vehicle, that is an electric vehicle, and the government says on your purchase, I'll give you the 10% subsidy, right, to promote this EV vehicle purchases. So the government grants and subsidies, if you are going to get, that will also reduce your cost, right? So this becomes my net invoice price. Net invoice price. But there are a few items which will be added here. The few items which will be added here, that is the items which will be added. Thank you, Janvi. Please do share with all your friends. Please do share, guys. Do share. राइट टेलीग्राम वगैरह में भी शेयर किया करो. अगर कोई पूछता है तो बताओ उनको. अदरवाइज यू नो व्हाट इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम दैट वी आर फेसिंग? द स्टूडेंट्स डोंट नो अबाउट अस, राइट? Although all those who know, they are confident, they know the quality. The problem here is the creating awareness is really lacking. That is main problem. We do not have the support system. We are not finding the support system where people are just recommending to everyone that please go and watch. That is really missing. Okay, what are the things that will form the part of your cost? Now the taxes and duties. Taxes and duties, but the most important point regarding the taxes and duties is it will form the part of the cost only and only if the ITC is not available, right? If ITC not available. Thank you, Janvi. Thank you. So only and only if the ITC is not available, the taxes and duties will form the part of your cost. If you are going to get the ITC, that means in one hand you are paying to the government, from the other hand you are getting it back from the government. Simple, right? In that case, it is not a cost, right? So this becomes the part of your cost. Then if there are any packing charges of raw material, if there are packing charges of raw material, then it will obviously the supplier will charge from you itself, right? Then it can be the loading and unloading charges can be there. Loading and unloading charges can be there. After that, carriage charges or the freight charges. carriage or freight charges can be there, right? After that, the transit insurance can be there. Transit insurance can be there, right? Then what else can be there? Commission or brokerage. Commission or brokerage, right? On purchase. Commission or brokerage on purchase can be there. Now, one thing more will be subtracted. For example, you are getting a raw material in a special packing, but the supplier says, the supplier is charging you 10 rupees for this packing, but the supplier says, if you return the packing back to me, I will refund you 8 rupees. So 2 rupees will be the cost, because somewhere the packing might get damaged, or we have to use that packing for, you have to, the supplier will say, I have to spend more money on this packing to send it to someone else. So if you return the packing back, I will refund you 8 rupees. Now 8 rupees will reduce my cost. Otherwise the cost is 10 rupees. But if I return that packaging, right, I empty the raw material, I return that packaging, he says he will refund me 8 rupees. Now I will be saving this 8 rupees, isn't it? So it will reduce my cost. So I will subtract here. The realizable value of packages and empties, right? So this will be the purchase price of raw material, purchase cost of raw material, not purchase price, purchase cost of raw material. So these are broadly the items that you will be getting in this. These are the broad items that you will be getting into this, right? The few things that you have to remember regarding this now. First, cash discount is to be ignored. Cash discount is to be ignored, right? Secondly, if there is any penalty or the demurrage charges, it is a sort of penalty only. Demurrage charges, not a part of cost. Sir, because this penalty or demurrage charges is your abnormal cost. This is your abnormal cost, and abnormal cost will never form the part of the cost of the raw material, or further we'll study about labor overheads. It will be directly charged to costing, profit and loss account. Always remember, in the whole of costing, wherever you are going to get the abnormal cost, it is to be transferred to costing P&L. It is not going to be absorbed to the material cost, labor cost, overhead cost. No, sir, because penalty is because of your mistake, right? After that, abnormal loss, if there is abnormal loss, taken to costing P&L, right? And ITC point I have already explained you, that if the ITC is available, then it will not be considered as a part of your cost. But if the ITC is available, ITC is not available, then definitely it will form the part of your cost. Clear? So this is how the valuation of the purchase of raw material will be done. Please let me know quickly if it is clear. Quickly let me know if it is clear. Then we will move on to the next topic. So the next topic is valuation of closing stock of raw material. Valuation of, Shivam, I have already told that approximately 10 days. That is what my target is. On Sundays, we might be taking longer classes or double classes. We will try for that, and approximately 10 days, right? Okay. So valuation of closing stock of RM. Now, how to value the closing stock? There are three major, I can say, the methods. One method is the FIFO method. One method is the FIFO method, then is the LIFO method, and then is the weighted average method. Right? Weighted average method. Now, what is the difference between the three? When you are talking about the FIFO method, let's say you received a material on 1st of June, right? You received 100 units at the rate of rupees 10. Now, again on 2nd of June, you have received 100 units. This is regarding the receipts at the rate of rupees 12. Now, on 5th of June, when you have to issue the units, which units you will issue first? He says, first in, first out. The units which you have received first, you will issue those units first. That means these 100 units will be issued. Let's say I issue 50 units out of it, right, at the rate of rupees 10. So what will be my balance here? What will be my balance? If I want to find out the closing stock here itself, what will be the closing stock? Closing stock will be 50 units at the rate of rupees 10 and 100 units at the rate of rupees 12. So this is your first in, first out, that units which you are going to receive first, you will be issuing first, right? Then coming to the LIFO method, sir. Coming to the LIFO method, what is the LIFO method saying? LIFO method says that if on 1st of June you have received 100 units in the same example at the rate of rupees 10, on 2nd of June again you have received 100 units at the rate of rupees 10, then on 5th of June, if you want to issue 50 units, which one you will issue? Sir, you will have to issue the units which were received later on, right? That means you will issue these units at the rate of rupees, sorry, here it is 12. At rupees 12, you will issue out of the units at the rate of rupees 12. So what will be my balance stock? The balance stock will be 100 units at the rate of rupees 10. These are intact, and 50 units at the rate of rupees 12. Clear? At the rate of rupees 12. After that is weighted average method. Now, what is the weighted average method? It says if you have received on 1st of June, you have received 100 units at the rate of rupees 10, and on 2nd of June, again you have received 100 units at the rate of rupees 12, right? Now you want to issue 50 units. At what price you will issue? He says calculate the weighted average. Whatever the stock you are having, calculate the weighted average for that. How the weighted average will be calculated? Weighted average rate will be quantity multiplied by rate plus quantity multiplied by 12 divided by 100 plus 100. From here, you will get a single rate, right? This will be a single rate 1000 plus 1200 divided by 200. That is 2200 divided by 200, 11 rupees. So the issue, if you issue 50 units, you will issue it at 11 rupees. And whatever the balance stock is there, it will also be at weighted average rate. Right? So these are the three major methods. Now in the CMA module, you have a questions regarding one or two more methods. That is, one is the base stock method. One base stock method is also there. Right? What is that base stock method? He says you will, the question will say that you want to keep 100 units at the rate of rupees 15 always in the stock. That means this will always be there in the stock till the end. Whatever your method you are following, whether LIFO, whether FIFO, whether weighted average, whichever method you are following, these 100 units you will not be touching. Right? These 100 units you will not issue. These 100 units will always and always be there in your stock. One method more that is given is replacement price method. Replacement price. right? What is replacement price method? That, sir, if you go in the market, whenever you are issuing a material, if you go in the market, what is the replacement price that you will get for a similar material? Right? If you go to the market, you want to exchange that material for a similar material, what is the price at which you might get it? Right? The replacement, this will be given in the question. So every issue, date wise, you will be given the replacement prices. Issue will be on the replacement prices given. Right? Issue will be on the replacement prices given. Then, sir, what about the balance stock? At what value you are going to take the balance stock? In that case, you can follow the FIFO or the LIFO method. Only this is only and only for the issue. For what the closing stock? For what about the closing stock? It might be mentioned that follow the FIFO method, or it might be mentioned that follow the LIFO method or weighted average method. Whichever method it says, follow that method. But issue will be at a price of replacement price. Right? So these are the other variations. One is another one, he says the standard price method. Basically, that is the average price. He calculates one standard price depending upon the information that is given in the question. There is a question in the module. One standard price you will calculate, and all issues will be on standard price. All issues will be on standard price. Clear? So these are the various methods which you can use for the valuation of closing stock of RM, although majorly FIFO, LIFO and weighted average. These are the three most important methods. Right? And for these other methods like the replacement method, you will need to know that closing stock is to be valued as per the LIFO or the FIFO method. Right? For the standard price also, you will need to know that either you value the closing stock at standard price, or you will have to follow the LIFO FIFO method only. So these are the three major methods. Right? Any doubts in this part? After that, just quickly listen to the two more topics. One is just in time inventory. Now, what is just in time inventory? Listen to it very carefully, because this is important from the theoretical point of view. Just in time inventory says that you do not keep the storage of the material. Whenever you require the raw material, you order the material instantaneously. The raw material supplier is next to your factory. In that case, you will save on your carrying cost. Right? Savings on carrying cost. You do not have to carry the raw material. Whenever you require it, just order it from a factory. The factory is just near to you. You will just call it, hey, send 100 units. He will send you 100 units. Right? That is what is just in time inventory. Whenever you require it, order it, and just in time you will get it. The next one is the ABC analysis. Right? What is this ABC analysis, sir? Wait. What is this ABC analysis? Now, this is not activity-based costing. That is not there in your syllabus. ABC analysis says that whatever the items are there in our store, we will classify those items into three categories. One will be the A category, second will be the B category, third will be the C category. And what will be the difference in that? A category items will be high in value, low in number. For example, there is a machinery lying in the store which is costing 15 crore rupees. Right? How many machineries will be there? Obviously, sir, one machinery will be there. High in value and low in number. Now you will keep a check on this or the other items. Obviously, sir, we will keep lots and lots of check. These items require strict controls, strict checks. सर अगर 15 करोड़ की मशीनरी कहीं चली गई right? If 15 crores machinery is lost, then you can think that the owner will have the sleepless nights, right? This is the medium in both, medium in value and number, value and number. C category is low in value. These are the small items but high in number. For example, the nut bolts costing just 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee items or 10 rupee items, right? Even if one or two items go here and there, hardly matters, right? But these items need strict controls, strict checks and controls, right? That is why this ABC analysis is done. That all the items are divided into 3 different categories. Clear? So with this, we end this revision of material costing. All this was the part of the discussion. So we have done lots and lots of discussions today. That's good, right? So from here, material costing done and dusted, sir. All the major topics and the major points that I wanted to tell you that you people have to be very careful with while attempting the question. And one thing I always repeat that please read the question very carefully. Read the question very carefully, sir. Otherwise, you are definitely going to commit some kind of a mistake, right? You are definitely going to conduct some kind of a mistake. So read the questions very carefully. Any doubts in material costing? Any doubts in material costing? And sir, I want more people from tomorrow, more attendance from tomorrow. Just 15-20 people attending the class. I have to spend so much of the time, energy in preparation, in thinking that how to revise all the topics, sitting here for 1 hour approximately, and it might lead to 1.5 hours also in the future, right? On YouTube, and just 15-20 people watching makes it is not worth it. It is not worth it. If we are not getting into 50-60 students per session, that I will not continue then. Let's see tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow if we are not getting more students, if you people are not going to share or ask your friends to join in, right? Then there is no fun of continuing, sir. Isn't it? Okay, any doubts in this? Any doubts in material costing? Because we also need some kind of a motivation to continue. Any doubts in material costing, or we can end the session for today? Just quickly let me know. वेटेड एवरेज पे निकलेगा अमन? और उसमें दूसरी तरह भी हो सकता है, जो इशू है वो वेटेड एवरेज पे हो, जो बैलेंस है वो फीफो लीफो के हिसाब से निकले, वैसे भी होता है, बट नॉर्मली वेटेड एवरेज पर ही निकलता है. Okay, so on this note, it will be 4:30 every day. Every day it will be 4:30. From now on, every day will be 4:30. It is not for today. For every day, it is going to be 4:30 to 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock as per the requirement of the chapter, right? The lengthier chapters might take 1.5 hours also. So we'll see accordingly. Today also we have spent almost 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so with this note, we end the session, and tomorrow we will continue with our revision on the labor costing, and then ask the students now, then ask your friends to come. See, it is very simple, sir. We need motivation. We also need some motivation. Our motivation is you people only, right? If there are no students who are watching, then why I'm spending so much of the time on this, right? I have a class right after this around 7 o'clock. I have my regular class of financial management CA Inter, right? I'm compromising that time also. I have to speak there also for 2 hours. That is a 1.5 to 2 hours classes. But those students have paid. Those students have shown the faith. They have registered. I have 30 students in the paid classes. In these free sessions, if only 15-20 students are going to come, doesn't make sense, right? There I'm going to spend time. Obviously, that is worth it. They have invested in me. So it's my responsibility. It's worth it spending 2 hours with them. It is more worth it, isn't it? Okay, so with this, we end the session. And tomorrow we will be continuing with the labor costing, our third topic, right? Second topic is material costing that we have done. The next topic will be labor costing that we will be discussing, taking up tomorrow. So ask your friends, everyone to join and share wherever you can, right? That is really important. Tomorrow I need at least 50-60 people strength. Otherwise we might stop with this series, right? That is why I haven't started paper 10 as of now, because I know some will show a lot of जोश में आके एकदम से सर करेंगे करेंगे करेंगे, but बाद में नहीं करते. I have experienced this thing already. Okay, anyhow, so see you guys tomorrow. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy.